Are you thinking about buying a home in Northern Virginia and you're trying to decide between buying a new construction versus a resale home? Well, guess what? You're in the right spot, because in this week's video, I'll be breaking it all down for you and share with you the pros and cons of buying a new construction versus a resale home. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to decide what the best choice is for you overall, and you're not gonna wanna miss it, so let's dive right into it. Boom! Hey everybody, it's David, your favorite realtor. So we're finally gonna answer the age-old question, should you buy a new construction or a resale home? Well, I have personally purchased both a resale and a new construction home these past few years, and both had their pros and both definitely had their cons as well, but both of the homes fit my needs at the time. Now, there's definitely no right or wrong answer, and sometimes buying a resale home makes more sense, and sometimes buying a new construction home makes more sense. It really depends on your specific situation, timing, and budget. So let's start off with the pros of buying a new construction home, and the first pro is no bidding wars. So there's literally nothing worse. You find your favorite house. This is the house you have to have. Well, unfortunately, it's not just your favorite house, it's 10 other buyers' favorite house as well. So now you have to go into the dreaded bidding war. As bidding wars have really become the norm in our region since 2021, as there's just been way too much demand for housing with very limited supply. And in the past 18 months, I've had clients lose against 10 offers, 15 offers, 19 offers, even 25 offers. And let me tell you this, it is almost impossible to beat out 25 other offers. And if you are the actual winner, are you really the winner? Because if you're gonna beat 25 other offers, you're drastically gonna be overpaying for that home. And forget about a home inspection in this scenario. But this is not the case at all with new construction. It's first come, first served. So basically, it's the first buyer to leave a deposit with the builder secures that home. So with new construction homes, you don't have to suffer losing 4 to 5 multiple offer scenarios, and more importantly, not having to bid $100,000 above asking price with no home inspection just to secure a home. So if you want to stay away from the dreaded bidding war, then new construction may be exactly what you're looking for. Now, the next pro of buying a new construction home is less repairs and maintenance. So since everything in your home is brand new, you can expect fewer maintenance issues the first few years. So you don't have to worry about buying the house and immediately having to replace the windows or the HVAC or the roof or the appliances. So there's no such thing as a perfect house. So even new construction homes will have some minor issues, but chances of major issues happening the first few years is extremely low. And even if there is a major issue the first couple of years, it's still gonna be under warranty, and the builder will either repair it or replace it for free. So if you don't want to deal with any initial repairs, replacements, or remodeling, then new construction may be the best fit for you. Now, the next pro is customization. So with a lot of new construction homes, you can pick your structural options, you get to pick your flooring, your cabinets, your countertops, and a lot more. And this is by far the most exciting part about the whole process. In fact, it may be the most exciting aspect in all of home buying, as you really get to make the house your own. Now, I do want to say this, not everyone gets to pick out all the options with a builder. Some builders are actually picking out all the options really just to streamline their building process, or they pick out all the options on lots that haven't sold yet. So if you are lucky enough to have the opportunity to pick out all your options, then this is hands down the biggest benefit overall to buying a new construction home. In fact, it was my personal favorite part when I bought my new construction home. Now, as much as I love making YouTube videos about living right here in Northern Virginia, what I love even more is helping folks just like you relocate to the area. So if you're even thinking about moving to Northern Virginia, reach out to me, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Just know I got your back when you move into Northern Virginia. Now let's dive into the pros of buying a resale home. And the first pro is resale homes are less expensive than new construction homes. So new construction homes, they're not just a little bit more expensive, they're substantially more expensive than resale homes, and by a lot. Now, some aspects of new construction may be less than a resale home, like less immediate repairs or replacements, and sometimes builders will pay for some or even all of your closing costs. So it can definitely be less cash out of pocket initially, but it's gonna be a complete different story when it comes to the sales price. Well, let's look at the numbers. So the median sales price of a resale home here in Northern Virginia comes out to $702,000. Now let's compare that to a new construction home, where the median sales price of a new construction home comes out to $904,000. So new construction homes on average are 28.8% more expensive than a resale home. And this makes total sense. You're always gonna pay a premium for new, whether it's a brand new car versus a used car, or you're buying brand new jewelry versus buying used jewelry. The same goes for housing. A brand new house is always gonna demand more money compared to an older home. So if you're looking to stretch your dollar and get the best value possible, then you should definitely consider buying a resale home over a new construction. Now the next pro is more available housing options. So when you're looking at resale homes, you're gonna have way more options at your disposal when it comes to types of homes, location, and price points. In fact, over 85% of all the available homes for sale in our region are gonna be resale homes. So let me share with you an example. Let's say you're looking for a new construction single family home in Reston for under $1.5 million. Currently, that does not exist. However, you'll have many different options in that price range with resale homes in Reston. Or if you're looking for a new construction townhouse anywhere in Northern Virginia for under $500,000, well, that doesn't exist as well. However, you can find many resale townhomes under $500,000 throughout the whole region. So if you're dead set on buying a new construction home, then your options will be limited, especially when it comes to location. So this is definitely a huge advantage for resale homes, is having way more available options. Now let's look at the cons of new construction homes. And the first con is new construction homes are way more expensive than resale homes. So we already talked about this earlier, so I'm not gonna go into it again. But the biggest con with new construction is that you pay a premium compared to resale homes. Now the next con with new construction homes is advertised pricing versus actual pricing. So this is by far the most confusing aspect when it comes to buying a new construction home. So imagine you're in Zillow or even the builder's website and you see a beautiful new construction home that looks like it's straight out of a magazine and is listed for $1,033,000. And you're thinking to yourself, I have to have this house right now. So you jump in your car, you speed to the builder as fast as possible with a check in your hand. Now, unfortunately, that's not the real price. And that's not even the actual house. That's gonna be pictures of the extra upgraded model home. So that listed price of $1,033,000, that is just the base price. So in addition to that base price, you still have to add lot premiums, which can be as high as $100,000 for a premium lot. You also need to add structural options and design studio options. And in my experience, you can expect to spend anywhere from $50,000 to $150,000 above base price when it comes to a townhouse. And then with single family homes, on average, they usually sell anywhere from $100,000 to $250,000 above the base price. In fact, my new construction townhouse that I bought in Ashburn back in 2022, I spent $85,000 above base price. So that advertised price of $1,033,000 will easily end up being well over $1.2 million when it comes to the final sales price. Now, sometimes you will see the actual sales price advertised, and that's if the builder picked out all the options. Now, the next con with buying a new construction home is little room for negotiations. Now, there'll definitely be exceptions to this rule, and it's gonna be a case-by-case basis, but 95% of the time, the price is the price. It really comes down to simple supply and demand. So many times over the past couple of years, I've taken clients to new construction communities, and while we're touring the model home, there's 15 other families there. I've also seen you have to join a wait list, plus get pre-approved with the builder's in-house lender, just to get an appointment to sit down with a builder sales rep. Now, there's definitely exceptions to this rule. In fact, I helped a client buy a new construction townhouse in Woodbridge, and this townhouse happened to be the last townhouse in the whole community. So as you can imagine, the builder's ready to sell this and move on to the next project. So we're actually able to get $15,000 off the asking price. But most of the time, the price is the price, but at least you're not dealing with bidding wars and having to bid $100,000 above asking price. Now let's dive into the cons of resale homes. And the first con to buying a resale home is older homes. So let's say you're moving to Fairfax County. Well, 70% of all the homes in Fairfax County were built before 1990. So if you're gonna be moving to that county, chances are you're buying a much older home. So with older homes, you have a much higher chance of immediate repairs, replacements, or even renovations. So let's say you bought a single family home in Reston that was built in 1972. And in the first 2 years of owning that home, you have to replace the roof, put a brand new HVAC, and remodel the kitchen. Well, that can easily be $60,000 to $100,000 cash out of pocket, and that is real money. I use myself as an example. The resale home I bought, I think like 2019, it was a condo here in Ashburn that was built in like 1995. Well, the first year I owned that property, I had to replace the HVAC, the water heater, and I redid the kitchen. So with older homes, you just have to be prepared for something major to potentially happen. Now, the next con to buying a resale home is bidding wars. Now, we touched on bidding wars earlier in the video, but this is definitely a huge con for resale homes, and there's literally nothing more frustrating than losing 5 multiple offer scenarios to higher bidders. It's the worst feeling. Over the past few years, I've seen many homes in our region sell for $50,000 above asking, $75,000 above asking, $100,000 above asking, $200,000 above asking. And the craziest thing I've seen in the past 5 years, one house in McLean sold for $460,000 above asking price. So this is definitely the most challenging aspect when it comes to resale homes. In fact, when I went under contract for my new construction home back in 2021, well, that was the peak of the bidding wars. And it was a huge relief to my wife and I knowing that we didn't have to go through the dreaded bidding war. And if you are in a bidding war that has, let's say, 5+ offers, well, the winner is definitely gonna be overpaying for that home. Now, which one is right for you? Buying a new construction home or a resale home? So there's gonna be 3 main factors to consider, and those 3 are timing, budget, and location. First, let's look into timing. So you need to ask yourself, when do you need to move in? If it's within 60 to 90 days, then a resale home is definitely gonna be our best option because a new construction home can take up to over a year to be built. But if you don't need your home right away, you have some flexibility on timing, then new construction home can be a great option for you. Now let's look at your budget. So if you're looking to maximize how far your dollar can go and get the most value possible, without question, a resale home is gonna be your best option. Now if your budget's at a higher price point and you don't mind paying the premium for a new construction home, then new construction may be the best option for you. And then you have location, and I think this is actually the biggest determining factor. For example, let's say you're relocating from Texas for a brand new job in Chantilly, and you only want to live in Chantilly and you want a new construction single family home. Currently, there's no new construction single family homes for sale in Chantilly. So if you really want to live in a certain town, well, this will definitely give you less options and new construction may not be one of them. So you would have to go a resale home in this scenario. So if you are trying to decide between a new construction home or a resale home, just go through your specific situation when it comes to timing, budget, and location. But really the most important thing is find out what's most important to you and your family. If you want to continue your research, check out this video right here. I go over the top 5 new construction communities that you must know about, and this is a must watch, and I'll catch you on the next video.